What's up, beautiful people? You know, this is LeVar, aka Ramsey, the editor-in-chief of Snub Magazine. And today on the sit down, you know how we do. I don't introduce the guests introduce themselves. And without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to her so she can introduce who she is to you all.
Hello, everybody. I am Princess Elmore. I am a award-winning actress here in the A, also an acting coach, and I'm so grateful, so blessed to be here with Ramsey with Snub Magazine, and I'm ready to get this interview started, man.
Yes, yes, yeah. Number one, thank you for taking the time out your day to speak with us. It's an honor and it's a
Absolutely.
privilege. Um, Like I tell my guests every time they come on the show, we don't want it to be just like one of those boring interviews. We want it to be a
Right.
conversation between two people
I
and
love
just
it.
get to know who you are, you know?
I
So let's
love
go
it.
ahead and start format. So let's start off at the beginning. You know, we always jump right into the, oh, well, how did you become this or this? But there's always a beginning story to how things occur. So where did it all begin for you to come into the industry? Like when you were younger, did you want to do it? Like what were the steps that made you who you are today?
I have to say it did start when I was younger because I was always in front of either on a stage or somebody's camera doing something, whether it was singing, whether it was doing Christmas plays at church or plays at school. But I didn't really recognize that I really wanted to do it until I was much older, of course.
Mm,
And by that time, I had gotten married, I had my family, I had my kids. And but a little bit, let me back it up just a little bit. My husband, when I met him, he was always taking us somewhere. We were always doing something.
hmm.
And we were always go to the stage plays, Tyler Perry stage plays, and so many others. And I remember telling him, I'm like, I want to be up there one day. That's
Mm,
going to be up there. I'm going to be up there one day.
right.
But it was like I was doing the, excuse me, I was doing the things to maybe put me where God wanted me to be,
Got you.
but I wasn't real sure about it.
Got you.
And so I was like, okay, I know something is going to happen. But after we got married, after um, we had our family, everything settled down, I started doing more of stage work.
Okay.
And then I went to the Alliance Theater, took some classes, and all of a sudden, my son, my youngest son, actually booked his first TV film when he's 19 now, but he was 6 at the
Wow.
time. And because I knew nothing about TV and film.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, okay. So we went, he booked it. We had to take off some days, go and sit with him on set. And I was like, hmm, I think I want to do this.
Yeah.
I really want to do this. And I didn't know how going about doing it. But let me tell you how God did that thing. One of the parents, her child was in the film too,
Mm,
did not realize that she was a life coach, an actress, an
mm.
acting coach.
Wow.
So my husband was on set this particular day with my son. And he was like, oh, I met um Coach Jonna and I told her about you, blah, blah, blah. Just, I told her you might be talking to her when you go and sit with Donovan on set, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, so that means I have to introduce myself. And me, in some ways, I'm kind of bashful when it comes to
Yeah.
introducing myself. So I was like, oh God, but I got to do it because I knew that's what I wanted to do. And from then, I met her. She had been my coach for over 10 some odd years,
Mm,
and it went from there. And she taught me so many things. Ramsey, I'm telling you, it was like she opened my eyes to things I did not know when I was doing stage.
right.
Moving to TV and film is so different.
Yeah.
And it just went from there.
Definitely. I like the fact that you don't have the story that a lot of people think,
Mhm.
that everybody should have. I say the same thing all the time. I think that people have to understand this is not a journey that we just jump into, right?
Exactly.
It's not
Hmm.
an overnight success story that you rarely hear about them, but everybody in their mind they see it instantly on social media and think, "Oh, I got an Instagram now. I got 17K followers. Da 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 da. Da. I'm this person." And it's like, did you put
Right.
in the work though? Because when the
Exactly.
work doesn't happen, you're gonna fall flat on your face. And so, but I want to go back to something else too. Is a
So
lot
true.
of right. A lot of us too also grew up in the church. A lot of people don't know that. They think that like, but a lot of things that I say this too, a lot of things that's happened in the church in our community, it
Yeah.
prepared us for what we were walking into, whether or not we noticed it or not. You know what I'm saying? When our parents would just push us out there to sing in the children's choir, some of us then couldn't even sing a note, but we were just sitting up there just rocking back and forth, right? But we were not knowing we were acting at that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That is so true though. And
Yeah,
that's exactly how it happens to me because we're doing these things, but we
yeah,
don't realize,
it's prepared.
okay, why am I doing it? And then all of a sudden, it's I always say this. When God has a purpose for you, He's going to put you in certain things in certain places in order for Him to put you in the place where He really wants you to be. Because
Yeah,
it's a step thing. It's a
yeah,
step by step by step. It's not
yeah,
like, okay, overnight, I'm an actress. I'm doing this, I'm doing that.
yeah,
No, everything is it's a preparation. You got to be
yeah.
prepared for it before you actually
Hmm.
can get to where he really want you to be. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
I just feel that everything that he has for me has come in steps and preparation. It wasn't a thing that I'm just going to fall myself into. I had to realize it first,
Right. And you
and a lot
became
of
a
people
student.
don't
You became a
realize that.
student too of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you said first you sat and watched the plays. You were sitting in the audience. Then you're like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I'm gonna go to these classes." Then you went to the classes to do theater, but then turn around and went to now TV and film. You see like it all switched out to what it was. Meeting people, being in the rooms. I tell people all the time, the circle is small. The
Very.
network is small. You may
Hmm.
think everybody claims they in the industry, but when you say certain names, you're like, "Oh yeah, I know who that is." You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how connections are. You know, it's
Yeah.
not all the
Yeah.
time. I went to school at Howard for television and film, but I tell people all the time, yes, that my degree is what it is, but at the same time, you walking into the room, sometimes just being in the presence or just standing
Right.
in a room, and I don't want to ever be in a room where I'm the biggest person in the room either. I want to be the smallest
Exactly.
person because I want to know, okay, this is where I can get to. And like I said with you, you were a student of those things. You watched it and it prepared you whether or not you noticed. So that's powerful in itself.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So jumping into we're gonna go right into uh Vanished. Something we're gonna talk about there. Your role that you play on Vanished. Let's talk about it. How did it come about? And
Okay.
let's go to how did it come about and where do you want to no, go back. How did you get it? And then how did you prep for it? And then I got another question to follow up with that part
Okay.
right
Okay.
there.
How I got this role, um, I'm trying to make my answer short than
Yeah,
longer.
yeah.
But let me just start by saying the casting director, Lynette Blackwell. She is one of the main casting directors for Megamind Media
Hmm.
where and it's really been a blessing for me because every time I've worked with Megamind Media, I think I've only had to audition one time for
Mm.
one particular role, and this was some years ago. But even when I started working with Megamind Media, and came into this connection with Lynette Blackwell, we go back a ways. That's another story. But
A network,
um with
right?
with yes, networking,
Yeah.
networking. And actually, she just came into my life through my son because my son is a young animation artist. That's what
Mhm.
he's going to school for. But he was even younger. He was probably around 13 when I met Lynette because she had a niece that was doing a book, a
Okay.
children's book, and she needed an illustrator. And from
Mm.
that point, she found out about me, about Donovan also being an actor, and of course. But it was a couple of projects that I did with her. We did the BET waiting room about breast cancer.
Hmm.
And she called me out and said that they needed a doctor for that particular role.
Mm.
And she said, well, Princess, she said, you don't have to audition for it, but we just saw some reels that you had on your social media. And I got that role. So after I met with Lynette and I did that with her, I worked with Megamind Media with Wicked City. So they, of course, they were familiar with me and they knew my work. And of course, again, they saw some reels and footage that I put on
Right.
my social media. And so I remember it was one conversation I had with Lynette, and she said, well, I'm going to find you that lead role. I'm going to find a lead role for you because you need a lead role. I said, okay, cool. So that a couple of probably a year and a half went by, and I had just got back from LA filming another project. The
Mm,
very next day, she called. She said, "Hey, Princess, this and that. How you doing? Blah blah blah. I got a role for you,
mm.
and it's a lead role, and I think you'll be great for it. I'm going to send the script over." I'm like,
Okay.
so that is how I got the role. I did not have to audition, thank God. Um, but when I received the script, I was like, oh my God, I think I can pull it off. Well, I'm no, I was like, oh my God, I hope that I can pull it off. Let me change that answer. I was like, oh my
Right.
God, I hope that I can pull it off because the character that I portray is Dr. Patrice Taylor.
Right.
And of course, she have in this particular character has so many different emotional levels. I mean, she's all over the face, all over the place. She is very strong. She's intelligent. She's very grounded. She has uh, a level of professionalism, and she's very respected among
Mm,
a lot of people. She's also a business owner, you know. So when I looked at this role, I was like, "Whoo, Lord, okay, this is a doozy." For me, also being an acting coach, I had to always start with the emotional truth,
right.
because I had to understand what motivates her, what lies beneath things that are just not shown as what I can see just reading the script, just
Right.
looking at it. And but when you get deeper into the script, you will see that she did some things or has some decisions or she made some choices that probably weren't the best choices,
Right.
being the strong person that she was. But then I had to look at it because her character also loves her children. And a lot of times when you're a mom, it's a lot of sacrifices
Hmm.
that you make that may not be great at the end. You may have to have like a little backlash.
Right.
You may have to have some circumstances that you may not be able to get out of. But of course, as a mom, we're doing anything. We
I
just want to
mean,
make sure our kids are always okay, that
right.
they're protected, that they're not pulled away from things that they should be included in or involved in. So it was with Dr. Patrice Taylor was that woman that she had to carry responsibility,
Right.
but at the same time, she had to be compassionate because in this movie, it starts off one thing with Dr. Patrice, and then it end up being a whole different. It goes a whole different way.
Right.
So with that one, I it was a lot of preparation. I had to kind of like sit down and really think of how else can I make her be this person, all around person of being a mother,
Hmm.
of being a business owner, of being respected by so many other people. So many people looked up to her. Her children looked up to her. Her relationships that she had, even with her ex husband, it was a little estranged, but we made it work,
Right.
for our kids. So it was a lot of things that I had to put into her character. And for me, it's all about the naturalism, making sure
Yeah.
that she's natural, making sure she's grounded and believable.
Yeah.
I want people when the audience look at the character that I'm portraying, as far as Dr. Patrice, I wanted you to believe her all the way.
And I think
And no,
that's a key fact. Sorry to
yeah.
cut you off right there. I think that's a key
Oh no,
fact.
no.
Sometimes when it comes down to acting,
Hmm.
a lot of times we'll see stuff on TV and we be like, all right,
Right,
this ain't it.
right.
Next, and we're quick to change it,
Hmm.
and so I think
Hmm.
that's a good, a powerful thing too, like you said, where you not only just read a script, you
Right.
became the character.
You have to
Um,
become it.
exactly.
Hmm.
And me knowing certain things about like how acting is as well. At any point when you were uh preparing for it and you were
Yes.
reading these lines and you were because a lot of people, like I said, you're becoming this role.
Hmm.
I know one thing that I remember, who was it? I remember one thing that Fantasia was saying when she was getting ready for The Color Purple. she was reading the script, but she noticed she was actually becoming the character, and then
Mhm.
it was happening outside of her life. I mean, outside of the actual character's life, it was becoming her life. She's like, whoa, 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 because you become that. Can
Mhm.
you talk on those things to actors and actresses when they're understanding the script of it's not me just taking on just, oh yeah, blah 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 blah, because like you said, you want it believable, so now I'm taking on this person's burdens, the real life situations that they have, and it may bring up some stuff in me that I need to
Exactly.
face.
Hmm. Yeah, I have to say that for me, a lot of that did happen because when I first got the script, you know how you just kind of like, well, with me, I'll probably just scan through it real quick
Mm-hmm.
because they're waiting on the answer if I'm going to take that
The
role,
highlighter
right?
just to go.
That just yeah, I'm highlight what I call when I do it a script, I have to dissect it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like a script when we're finished with it. It looks like, okay, you had some homework,
Right.
you got different highlights, you got tabs here, you got all this stuff that's going on. And I have to separate it because like I said, she was fully loaded with so many different transitions as the movie went on. So
Right.
that means I have to go with her behavior at the top of the script, what happens to her in the middle of the
Right.
script, her transitions of things that happen close to the end of the script. So at that moment, I had to sit there. For me, I have to have that quiet time.
Yeah.
I have to have some times where I can feel Patrice and not Princess anymore.
Yeah.
It was certain things that she did that I don't do.
Right.
But of course, I'm like, I had to find it somewhere. And that's when I have to really dig deep
Right.
into what I'll call scene objectives, something that are taught with us when we go through the process and with my coach and what I do with my students. It's a scene objective. What is Patrice wanting in this
Right.
particular scene?
Right.
What is her objective? What needs to be done? And I have to sit there and focus on that. I have to write down what I'm thinking my character should do, how she should portray it, how she's going to respond respond to whomever she's speaking with in that particular scene. What is going on in her head? And that goes back to the beginning.
Right.
What is her personality? She's very intelligent. She's very strong. She's always on top of everything.
Right.
But then it's some points where it starts to fall. It's like everything is falling apart
Right. Right.
in front of her child. It's a moment that you just have to have those quiet times and you're just like, okay, how can I transition myself from being the person that the audience sees at the beginning of the movie and switch to? That takes a lot of focus for me. And for me, I have to get in that quiet place and think, okay, this is a character. This is no longer Princess.
Right.
I have to get in this character and see what pulls that out. And it comes to a point when I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my God. And then I'm on set and certain things that I say match her behavior.
Right.
Certain things that went on in Dr. Patrice. I don't know if you actually looked or watched
I
the
see. So yeah.
film.
Yeah.
She still tries to stay strong up until the last part of the movie, the last scene that you see Dr. Patrice Taylor in.
Mm-hmm.
And so those are moments where I found myself changing or transitioning as the script went on.
Right.
When we were on set, the camera was hitting me. They say action.
Here she is.
I'm a totally different person. I'm
Yeah.
not that person, but I had to be Dr. Patrice Taylor. She was still very strong, very, very smart and intelligent, but I had to dig deeper into the side that wasn't so great on
Yeah.
her. So it took a lot, but I was able to do it. But for me, it's just the quiet time to
Absolutely.
find Dr. Patrice and come out of that room, excuse me, as Dr. Patrice Taylor, not Princess Elmore anymore.
Right. Right.
So yeah.
What do you hope that people get out of the film, like overall, whether it be from a standpoint of your character or the message behind it? What do you hope that the scope of it everybody sees just by seeing this?
I hope people by seeing this project that they will receive truth, knowing that a lot of times our choices are not the best choices.
Right.
Seeing things that sometimes, because of course, with Vanish, it centers around um, African American Black women and young ladies that are have gone missing,
Yeah.
and it also center around them, their organs being taken out of them to make money.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, things like that are swept under the rug. There's nobody talking about it. There's nobody saying, okay, this is what's going on. Something has to be done. I'm hoping that the audience look at this movie and see the truth behind things that are behind a veil,
Yeah.
that are not obvious to the naked eye
Yeah.
because it's happening.
Yeah.
So I'm
Absolutely.
hoping that they'll see not just the entertainment of the actors and the characters, but I'm hoping that they see the authenticity
Right.
and the humanness behind it, because it's a lot of stuff that's going on in this movie that's happening in real life.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
that's what we want people to know, that these things are happening, but we need somebody eyes to open up to see it themselves. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping when people watch Vanish, and if you have watched it, hope that you receive something, not because of some of the situations that was happening, because it's not, it's based on true facts, but it's
Right.
not a true story.
Right. Right.
So, but we want you guys to focus on the true facts behind the story. And so
Absolutely.
I'm hoping that's what they'll receive from it.
Definitely, definitely. We're gonna jump to another part about you. Um, so of course, I know, but many people may not know. You appeared in projects like Tulsa King, Chicago Med, The Chai, and
Mhm.
more. Was there any defining moment where you felt like any moment that was like I belong here, like I'm
Oh,
in that moment? Have you ever felt that?
so many moments. I said that I belong here every time I am on set with people that I never thought that I would be working with. I
Right,
mean, come on, Sylvester Stallone,
right,
Liam Neeson, Lisa Ray, Tashida Arnold. It was the moments where anytime, not I can't say one particular project,
right.
because every time I step on and I'm looking at these people that I watch on TV all the time, and
Yeah,
I'm with them.
yeah, yeah.
I'm filming, I'm in these scenes with these people. It's like, oh my God,
Yeah,
this is where I belong. This is where I'm not supposed to be. That's why I try to work so hard, because I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, because it's my life.
definitely.
24/7, I wake up. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm going to do. And I'm not finished yet. So it's not one particular project, but every time I step on that set with someone I've been watching for years and I get to stand beside them and work with them, I know that's where I belong.
I tell people all the time, like whenever we have projects or when I'm working on a project, because sometimes, like in the moment, I don't. Sometimes
Mhm.
we're working, right? We're just working, 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 and we're so focused that we forget who's actually around us. Some of the big names
Right.
are around us, right? So we're like, oh yeah,
Mhm.
I'm in my chair, I'm thinking, I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm working. Like a lot of people don't understand. This is still work. I'm not
It's
just
still
playing
work.
around, right?
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
but it's also like when I finally have a moment to myself, or if I am in the moment at that moment, I
Yeah.
also feel like it's a healing moment for that little boy. You know what I'm saying? That like looked up
Mhm.
to these people because he's like, I'm gonna get there one day, I'm gonna get there one day. And then you're in there, and then you're like, okay, what's next? Like, and you know something next is gonna happen, right? But
That part.
you're sitting there like, okay, what's my ceiling now? Like, okay, because it happens so often with us that when we're in the right space, and like you were saying earlier, when we're aligned with what our passion and our gift is our
Absolutely.
gift is gonna make room. Our
Yeah.
gift is gonna make room and put us in front of people that we're gonna be like, wait a minute, I was just watching them on TV the other day, or when I was younger, and now I'm sitting here. This is my colleague. Like, wait, we working together? Like,
Real quick, let me tell you this story, Rams. I'm gonna tell
you
you, and
good?
it's so crazy how this happened. Okay, I look at all the Chicago shows, Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, Chicago
Hmm.
PD, right? So my favorite was at the time was Chicago Med.
Hmm.
And I love Guy Lockard. You know, he
Okay.
played one of the doctors on the show. So I'm looking at it and I have to look at the show. And my husband, he is like, we looking at another show. I said, yeah, this is Chicago Man. We gotta look at it. And so once the
Hush
show,
real
when this,
quick.
yeah, just wait till it go off. So I'm looking at it. So
Right.
when it go off, I'm like, I'm coming. I'm gonna be on that show. 2 days later,
Mm,
2 days later, I had just had the audition for that particular role. I play a detective on
mm.
that role as Regina Jeffers. And I said, I'm coming. I'm gonna be on that show. 2 days later, my agent called and told me I booked it. And then when I got there, my scene was with Guy. And make it even more deeper, found out that he's my cousin on my
Wow.
other cousin's side of the family. I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? So
Wow.
I was like, yeah, I spoke that thing.
You
I was like,
manifested it, yeah.
yes, I'm gonna be there. But so when you were saying that, when we don't realize because we're working and we're on this certain project or film or TV series with people that we've seen and looked up to, and it's like we're gonna be there one day. But then you're standing next to them and be like, oh my God, I'm
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is so true. I mean, oh my God. And it happens just like that.
It
It really
does. And
does.
you speak it. A lot of people don't understand like you manifest things when you speak things and when your mind is right. You are speaking things into existence. If I'm walking around talking about, oh, I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. Point blank,
No,
period. Are you happy now? You're not gonna get
right.
it.
'Cause you spoke it. You said you
Right,
weren't gonna get
right.
it. Okay, you didn't get it. So what's the problem?
Right. So why are you
Not
here?
doing it.
You wasted your
Not doing it.
time, you know?
Yeah, right.
Um,
Exactly.
when you look back, I have one question left for you, and then we're gonna go to the last part that we do, the fun part of the sit down.
Okay.
When you look at the version of you starting out, what would you tell her?
Okay, first, just don't give up.
Yeah.
Don't give up. Just keep pressing on. Because if I look at before I am now in my career, it's funny. Because the things that I tried, I didn't know no better. And of course, you go through these things so you learn, right?
Absolutely.
And I was just talking to my husband actually earlier this morning because we was talking about when we first had to start to do self tapes.
Mm.
And I did not know anything about doing the self tape. So we would be in the room. You could see everything in my bedroom, Ramsey. You could see the couch. You could see the TV. You could see because I didn't know.
Right.
But it now
But you
I can
did it though.
tell.
But you did
But
it though.
I did it.
People
I
would
did.
give
So
up right even there,
exactly,
you
because
know?
we didn't know no better. But and then at that time, I kept telling myself, why am I not booking anything? Why am I not? Because crazy, you got everything in your room showing. Why you got all this stuff behind you? That's just crazy. Why you got all we saw everything. Saw me walking in and I had bags on. It was so funny. And we still have that video. I was like, one day I'm gonna be
Hold on to
bold
it.
to
Yeah.
share it.
Yeah.
Right. So so people will know where I came from, that this I didn't just start knowing. I didn't have the knowledge of anything.
Yeah.
So for me, I would tell myself, just hold on, it's coming.
Yeah.
You're gonna figure it out. And everything is going to go in steps, like I mentioned earlier, steps in your preparation. It's going to be there because if you give up now, could have gave up a long time ago when I kept saying, maybe this wasn't for me.
Right.
Maybe I'm not supposed to be doing this. Quit my job, Ramsey. I
Mm,
quit my job to have a full-time career as an actress
mm.
and did not have no jobs at the time lined up.
I
I
get it.
quit because I was like, if I don't do it now, I never will do it. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it was later on in my life. I'm like in late 30s, early 40s before I really felt that, okay, this is what I really, really, really want to do. So I'm like, I can't wait. If I don't do it now, I never will do it.
Right.
And I remember when I left my job, I was like, okay, God,
Now
now what?
what?
Because I don't have nothing. I mean, ain't nothing
Right.
coming in. I don't even think I had an agent at the time, or I had just gotten an agent. And so nobody knew me. They didn't know what I could do and what I couldn't do because no one gave me those opportunities. So
Right.
I would have to go and tell my person back then, don't give up.
Yeah.
Continue to strive, continue to work hard, continue to see yourself where you are right now.
Yeah.
And I believe, and I have to say that I did.
Yeah.
but with the help of God, because I had a blinders on. I knew it was coming, but I
Right.
didn't know what direction. But I had to give it to him, like, okay, I'm walking in this faith walk. I
Right.
just need you to kind of like show me how to get there.
Right.
If I do one thing and it's not going the way that I'm supposed to do, I need you to come back in and just rear me back where I'm supposed to be, and
Right.
maybe I can get it. And I just didn't give up because I knew it was something I really wanted to do.
Right.
And I knew it was a passion. I knew I couldn't give up. And I remember one of my girlfriends, every time I even thought about saying, maybe this is not for me. Maybe I need to just go back and find me a full-time job. And she said, well, if you did, what you gonna do? If you quit acting, what you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
I lost my job. I was a VP at a bank for
Mm-hmm.
years and left that job. And I'm like, I don't want to go back to that.
Yeah.
That's not where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
So hey, this is where it is.
I get it. I get.
I wrapped in one.
Listen, I get it because I tell people all the time because I started the industry when I was 16,
Oh
and
wow.
I'm not gonna say how old I am now, but thank God we made
Mhm.
it this far.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I started when I was 16, and I still remember my first photo shoot because I had started in modeling first, and then I went to modeling, television, and film. Then I worked into the publication side. I was in front of back. I was all over the place.
Wow. I
Um,
love it.
but my very first, I still have the photo. I have it hidden. I said I was gonna do the same thing one day. Maybe I'll. Here it is. Here's the foolishness. Um, my first photo shoot. I remember I was so excited. The guy was like, "Yeah, like you got it, da da da. Let's do this." I'm like, "Okay," and I'm looking like, because number one, nobody in my family was the type to be like when you're younger, they hear like, "Oh, he's gonna do this. He's gonna be modeling, doing this." They're like, "All right, be careful." Don't do,
Wow.
like all this other stuff. People will say certain things in your ear, like, I don't know if you're going, not everybody makes it, da da da, this. You have those people talking. And
Mhm.
so I remember my first photo shoot, walked on the set. I thought I killed it. When I say I thought I killed, I knew in my mind, I was like, oh, I had the outfit.
It's
It was
mine.
basic.
Yeah.
It was a basic white t-shirt and jeans, like Gap type of look he wanted to go for. So I was like, cool, I killed it. And I'm like, why hasn't he sent me my pictures? Like, what's going on? And so he sends me a message. We had talked, and he was like, "Can you come speak with me?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I can't use none of these pictures. You have 500 pictures. I can't use one of these pictures." And I sat there and I looked at him. He was like, "You can take selfies and do all this other stuff with all these different faces, but when you get in front of this camera, you can't give me no personality." And when I tell
Mhm.
you that was the biggest lesson and crushed me, it hurt my feelings. But when
Mhm.
I tell you I went back home and I studied myself more and more, that the next I had reached out to him. I was like, "Hey, can we shoot again?" He was like, "I don't know
I
about
don't know
that."
about that.
And I'm like,
And I'm
"Okay,
like, okay.
let's
Oh,
let's go ahead and make it happen." And he was
yeah.
like, "Let's do it." So we finally did it. And he said that he was like, "What changed?" I said, "I went and studied myself. I went in the
Yep.
mirror and I was like, and I had to talk to myself like, yes, it may feel funny. Think about it. It may feel funny when I'm doing it in front of people, but
Mhm.
the hard copy that comes out, they're not looking at what is going on behind the scenes. They want to see you like kill it. You know what I'm saying? That's even with your
Mhm.
role. Like
Mhm.
it may look crazy to you. They may tell you, "Can you open your eyes a little bit bigger?" And you feel like you got your eyes bigger. You just walk, but
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? Like, but when you see it
Oh,
when you see it on like TV, you're like, "Oh, I see the difference." It may sound crazy to you in that moment, but if you trust the
yeah.
process, right? It
Mhm.
gets you to where you be. So I understand completely what you said. The whole like the first video you have is like, why am I not booking, dude? Like I'm putting everything into it. Like you get you get in on yourself, right?
Oh my God. We're not gonna even start on the headshots.
Listen, you go like, but when you see how far you've come, like you said, like I said, when you see that you worked on Chicago Med and the movie that you are now, you're coaching now. You were just watching. Now you're coaching people into it, and I love that too because
Yeah.
you're not gatekeeping. You're not gatekeeping
Exactly.
information, and especially in our community, we are responsible for bringing our next people in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I get
Yeah.
like for me, that's why I'm all the time when people are like, "Oh, can you show me how to do this?" I'm like, "Yeah, come on." Like what's the issue? And they're like, "Oh, you're not gonna tell me to call you later." If you ask me right now, I'm giving you the information right now.
Exactly.
right? Why are we gatekeeping it? We're not.
What are we hiding?
No
The
other
industry
culture
is
be doing
big
that.
enough for everybody. Why
Right,
can't you share some of your wisdom and your knowledge with
right.
me in the industry? And every time you do, you know how many people reach out through me through Facebook Messenger?
Mhm.
Hi, Princess. You probably don't know me or you remember me from so and so. I just had a question. How do I go about getting an agent? Blah blah blah. And when I take, don't get me on the subject because I'll go like, okay, you done gave me too much. Child. You
Yeah,
done told me the whole. Because I want you to know what it is. I'm not holding anything
yeah,
because if you need it, because I would want someone to do it for me.
right.
And when I met my coach, she instilled a lot of stuff. She brought in different casting directors, to look at us perform when we was in class.
Yeah,
It was so many different things. So why not share? You have to have a coach. You
definitely.
need to build up your package, your resume, your headshots, your
Yeah,
demo reel. Make sure that quality is right.
yeah,
Everything. Why wouldn't I share that?
yeah,
Why wouldn't I?
yeah.
Why you trying to hold on to something? And this industry is big enough for all of us. Everybody has a gift in the industry that's a lot different than you.
Right, right,
Why wouldn't I share it?
right.
It's crazy. It don't
Absolutely.
make sense to me.
Absolutely.
Don't
Just
get
on
me
the
on that.
no, listen. I tell people all the time, like that right there is always because no one, like you said, no one did it for us coming in. You know what I'm saying? Nobody did it for us. We're literally the ones who like, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it, right? And we
Right.
were just practicing stuff now. Like you said, me and you both have issues where we were like, it was foolishness, but we not.
Bunch of foolishness.
But we're here. You know what I'm saying? We here. We're doing things like we said. We healed our inner self of that little boy, little girl that was watching people come up. Now I'm like, that's my I worked with them, and like
Right.
they rub my shoulder. Like
Exactly.
like sometimes I even
Oh,
look at my phone. I look at my
I
phone
remember.
sometimes and I'm like, do I really have these people's number in my phone? Or like if I lose my phone, I'm like, oh my God, the numbers are in my phone. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of
Yes. And
it's
and some of them you make friends with, and
yes.
they keep in touch with you. Like I work with well, I call her Chris now, well, Crystal Wilson from the Players Club.
Okay.
And when I tell you that is my sis now, we worked in a movie called Christmas in the Friendly Skies a
Mm,
couple of years ago. And when I tell you that's my sis now, we text each other. We going out getting head spas. We going out eating lunch and at brunches. We do all kinds of
yeah.
stuff because we got that connection. And
Mm,
I'm just like, do I really have Chris running in my phone
mm-hmm.
that I can just pick up the phone and just say, "Hey girl, what you doing?" Or "Hey girl, I'm just checking in." Because she always beat me. She'll call me or text me before I get a chance to contact her. And
It's
I'm
like
just
that,
like, "Oh
yeah.
my God, this is crazy." But
Yep.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. And so many other people that I know I watched before I got to that level to be able to work with them and they're in my phone.
Yeah.
Or I can just text or
Mm-hmm.
anything. It's crazy, but it's such a blessing though,
It
because I
is.
love it.
I do too.
I
Absolutely.
ain't gonna
Right.
even lie.
No. So on the sit down, we have three questions, fun questions for you. There's a
Oh
twist.
Lord.
These are the final three questions. Um,
Oh,
the first question is not too bad.
oh Lord.
The
Hold on.
first question.
Let me fix my screen. My
No,
thing popped up on here. Let's see. Okay, here we
you're
go.
good. Your first question is, what are three words that best describe you as a person?
Loyal.
Okay.
Um, I can be sweet.
Okay.
Okay, don't tell my husband I'm saying this stuff. Okay, loyal, um, efficient, because
Okay.
it has to be right or I just won't do it.
Right.
And protective.
Okay.
I'm very protective of people that I love and that's around me.
Right.
It's so many more than just those three, but for me, my loyalty, um, I just put sweet in there, but
There you go.
but I can also say that I'm very protective, but I'm also a person that just love people and love doing things for people. Like
Right.
we were just talking about, helping others and if you reach out to me and I'm available, trust me, I'm going to ask you whatever you need. I'm going to try to do it.
Right.
Yeah. I have to
Okay.
say those
It's
things.
good. You did. See, what that first one wasn't hard. All right, so the
Mm.
second one is if you could be in anybody's shoes, past or present, for 24 hours, whose shoes would you want to be in and why?
For 24 hours?
Mm-hmm.
There's two. Which one? Okay. I think I would say Viola Davis.
Okay.
I could be in her shoes because she is such a powerful inspiration to me. I love Viola. And she can act her butt off. Like as
Mm-hmm.
far as any type of role you give her, I would love to be in her shoes for one day to feel the gift that she has.
Mm,
Not saying that I don't have, excuse me, that I don't have a strong gift, but I would love to just be in her shoes for one day
mm-hmm.
to walk around and be like, hey, I'm Viola Davis, and everybody, it's me, and I'm talented, and I can do this. What role you want me to play? Okay, let's do it. And I'm
Right.
look, and it has to be while she's already on some type of project,
Okay,
so
so we're
I
gonna
can
say we're
just
gonna
put
put a timeline on when it is. Okay.
right. We're gonna put a timeline. So it gotta be when she's actually getting ready for a project. So she's actually on set, and I
Okay.
have to just step into
Okay.
being her. Oh my God, I would love it. I would
Okay.
love it.
And your final question is, whether or not you know it, you're a role model to many people. We're role models. People look up to us. Whether, like I said, we didn't ask for it, but it was given to us.
That's
And for
right.
our culture and for who we are, in the
Yeah.
Black community, we are that, right?
Mhm,
And to later on say that we're possibly the blueprint of a lot of things that we may not see in this moment. Where some of
mhm,
us are entrepreneurs and in other things that we're doing for ourselves, but not understanding that someone's looking at it. What can you tell anybody that is looking at you right now, like, you know what? I want to be where she is. What's your
mhm.
message to them?
Stay focused. Know your gift.
Mm,
Know your passion. Don't give up. Continue to go no matter the obstacles because you're going to have a lot of obstacles. And I always say that to anyone that I sit down and talk to, you have to know that you may receive more no's than you do yeses,
absolutely.
but always know that when one door closes, is a plethora of other ones that's going to open. So just stay on the path,
Right.
stay focused, don't give up, and know that if this is what you really want to do, that's why I say know your passion, know
Yeah.
what you're supposed to really do, and do it.
Yeah.
No matter how old you get, a dream is a dream, and you can make those dreams come true, but it takes work, a lot of sacrifices, a lot of the time that you have to sit and prepare for it. And it may also cost some money.
Yeah.
You got to put out
Yeah.
some duckies. You got to put out some cash, some green bills or
Yeah.
whatever to get to where you need to be. But you have to make that sacrifice and be willing to make the sacrifice
Yeah.
and let nobody get all the naysayers out of your life.
Yeah.
If they do not believe in your dream, they got to go.
Yeah.
You can't be a part of my circle right now because this is what I'm trying to do. Don't let nobody change your mind about anything.
Yeah.
And I had to be in that place. Don't let nobody change your mind, whether they think you are a good actress or a bad actress. I know what my passion is. I know why I'm here. I know why I'm booking certain things and why I'm on the set with certain people because I know this is something that I'm supposed to do
Right.
because I work hard and I'm never stopping to work hard every single day. Make sure that you know what you really want to do and go forward.
Yeah.
No if and buts about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. But number one, I want to thank you for sitting down, having the conversation with me today. It was an honor. We had a good time. I feel we had a good time. I hope you did as
I
well.
had a ball. Thank you for having me. Some
Um,
of them the first two questions, the last one was okay, but I don't. You might have
yeah.
to edit that out. Can we edit that?
Listen, we gonna keep it all for the people, right? But no, it
But
was
I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for having me, Ramsey.
absolutely. And tell people where they can find you at on social media.
Absolutely. Please find me. If you don't follow me, please find me and follow me on Instagram, I am Princess Elm. That's ELM. I am Princess Elm on Facebook, Princess Elmore, TikTok, Princess Elmore, LinkedIn, Princess Elmore. Please follow me. Keep, follow me. I got some great stuff that's coming up. So, hey, I would love to have you guys just be in tune to what I'm doing.
Definitely. And if you have any more projects coming up or anything like that, let us know here at Snub. You're now part of the family. So send it over. Let us know. We'll get it out there to the people. And hopefully
Oh, I
one day
will.
we'll be on a set together and we'll make some things happen with us over here. All
Let's
right.
do it. It's
A-
coming.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody, that's the end of the sit down. Thank you so much for watching. And the next one's on its way.